All right, testing. Can anyone hear my microphone? Okay, there we go. Thanks all for bearing with our technical troubles today, and welcome to Get Started with Vendasta. Today, we are going to talk about billing and orders and how to streamline your revenue workflow. As always, my name is Nathan Yaworski. I'm a customer success manager here, and I'm joined by my fellow customer success manager, Lily Yip. For those who have been around the block of Vendasta, you may remember her from previous iterations of series like this, specifically our Vendasta Boot Camp. Lily is here. She's going to be fielding questions in the Q&A and helping support on the back end, working her magic while I work mine up here. So welcome, Lily, and welcome to you all. As always, we got some housekeeping. We are recording, so the whole world gets to see our little technical snafu at the beginning over and over as much as you'd like. So this session will be provided on our YouTube channel, as well as the replay link that you will receive. So for the YouTube link, you can, helps if I go to the right thing here. I feel like I do this every time. There we go. You can right click on that little watch here, open that in a new tab, but stick around because you don't want to miss the webinar. But later on, you can go ahead and rewatch back some of those previous sessions. As always, we are going to have a question and answer session at the end, so please do put your questions in the Q&A section of SQL. You'll see that button to the right of your screen. Just click Q&A, and that'll hop a question in there. That'll either be answered by Lily if it just needs a quick answer in the moment, or we'll answer it together in the larger discussion at the end. And of course, you can access all past webinar recordings in our Vendasta content library. So without further ado, no, not question and A. Let me stop sharing and get to the right screen here. There we go. And you'd think this was my first time doing it, but no, I've been doing it like this every time. All right, here we are in Partner Center. And like I mentioned, we're going to be talking about billing. But first and foremost, I'd like to throw up a little poll for you up on the screen. So Lily, if you wouldn't mind going to polls and publishing that, just if you hit the 3 dots there and then go publish poll. And once it's published, if you want to click those 3 dots again and share it to the screen, the question is, how are you currently billing your clients? So just take a moment, give us an answer. There's no right or wrong answer here. I just want to get a sense of where everybody's at. I'll give you a few moments here while I get my ducks in a row on the back end here. Looking like some solid platform adoption there for the Stripe integration, with a few folks using some outside billing methods. Again, no right or wrong answers here. I just want to get a sense of where everyone's at. All right. Well, Lily, you can go ahead and close that poll and remove it from the stage there. Looks like we're about 3/4 all in on our billing. But we have some folks billing outside the platform, which again, totally fine. You do what works for you. I'd like to take a few moments to talk about how to set up billing if you are wanting to do your billing throughout the platform here. So in Partner Center, and I'm going to make this screen, I'm going to make this screen a little bit larger here. That's a bit easier to read for the folks at home. So in Partner Center, if you are wanting to set up direct billing within the platform, which again, streamlines things that retail is going to be charged to your clients at the same time as that your wholesale cost is paid to Vendasta. It's just one less step for you to have to do if you are billing in the platform. And to set that up, we're going to go down to our administration section here. We're going to click on there. We're going to scroll down to our commerce settings, and we're going to go to Vendasta payments. Now, that's not how you're paying Vendasta. This is how you are getting paid by your clients. So there's a bit of confusion there. Sometimes people say Vendasta payments, and they said, oh, I thought that was already set up. I've given you guys my credit card. This is different. This is how you can get paid. So we're going to click on Vendasta Payments, and you can integrate a Stripe account here. Now, I am in my testing environment here or our demo environment. We don't have a real bank account connected to this particular one, but what is common between this and yours is you will see the option to set up a Stripe account or connect an existing Stripe account. If you haven't done this yet, it won't quite look like this. It'll give you a more simplified screen, but those options will be there. Now, there's some pros and cons to either bringing your own Stripe account or creating one just baked into our Vendasta ecosystem. And I'd like to take you through the differences between those, just so you can make an informed decision on how you like to do it. First, we'll talk about bringing your own Stripe account. If you have an existing Stripe account, this is definitely the recommended way to do it. And I'll give you the reason in just a moment here. But first and foremost, one con that you do have when bringing your own is there is a small platform fee associated with that, 0.75% of every transaction, in addition to whatever your Stripe fees would be. However, the reason we recommend this is because you retain ownership of that Stripe account. You retain access to all of that historical billing data, even if, knock wood, God forbid, you do leave Vendasta's family, eventually you will be able to bring that with you and you own that data. If you create one within Vendasta, set up a Stripe account, and it's baked into the platform here, there is no additional platform fee for that, but you don't have that access to that history, that reporting beyond your Vendasta relationship. So if you do move on from Vendasta, that just kind of stays here baked in the platform. So pros and cons to both. I definitely recommend, just for your own access to that historical data, bringing in your own Stripe account is what I generally recommend. Either way, once your Stripe account is connected, the standard Stripe fee structure is 2.9% plus 30 cents per credit or debit transaction and 1% per direct debit transaction. Now, if you already have a Stripe account and you have like a really sick deal with Stripe on your Stripe fees that's way better than that, that's another reason to bring your own in rather than making one in our ecosystem here. So different methods for different needs, but that's the skinny there. The other thing I will mention is I did say that one of the advantages of billing within our system is that your retail cost that you charge your clients is charged at the same time as your wholesale cost. So you don't have to worry about chasing after somebody for their money because you've already paid the wholesale cost. Now, what I will say is the payout from that retail charge is delayed by Stripe by 1 to 2 business days after the payment is charged to your clients. And actually, the first time you charge retail for your clients or for any retail charge with Stripe, the Stripe the payout actually takes 7 to 10 days because Stripe and your bank need to get to know each other. They need that time. So what I would do, a pro tip for you, is once you've got your Stripe account integrated, whether you've brought it in yourself or you've created one in our ecosystem, consider charging yourself a $1 one-time payment on your own agency's account just to get that first 7 to 10 day wait out of the way. That's a little pro tip for you. Anyway, once we have got your payments connected in here, what you're going to want to do is make sure you set up your billing settings for your clients. So to do that, easiest way I find is to go into the account you're wanting to set up. So for instance, I'm going to go to Manage Accounts, and I'm going to go to the OEB Breakfast Company. And up here at the top, we've got a number of tabs. One of them says Billing Settings. We're going to click on that. Click on that. There we go. And here's where you can specify how you want this particular client to be billed. Now, again, it's quite small here. I'll try and make it a little bigger for you. You can see you can track and collect payment for each subscription renewal. That's usually by default on, and I'd recommend keeping that on. You can schedule when you want that subscription to renew. So if you have a client who's like, oh, I want to make sure I'm only billed on the 15th of the month, you can specify day 15 of the month. And then finally, there's the payment collection settings. It initially will default to manual here. What you're going to want to do is change that to automatic. And then what I would recommend, and again, if you don't have Vendasta payments set up, it's going to flag that. But once you have it set up, this will unlock, and I'd recommend switching that to automatically charge payment method on file. And what that's going to do is it's going to allow you to not have to chase after folks when it's time for their renewals. You don't have to remember to ask them for money. They don't have to remember to pay. It's just going to automatically charge that payment method going forward on the monthly renewal date. So that's the easiest way to go about it. You can see at the top here, if you'd like to get ahead of the game and set your defaults as such, this little blue box here, we click View Default Billing Settings, and it takes us to a similar page, and you can just select that default as automatic and automatically charge payment method on file. So if I do that, if I save those changes, and I'm not going to for this one, but if I save those changes, going forward, any new account that I bring in is going to default to those settings. Now, all this to say, now this is all very specific to folks using Vendasta payments, our merchant services, to charge your clients with Stripe. If you are using an outside service, QuickBooks or HoneyBook or whatever, you do not have to worry so much about this part. You will still be using our sales order process to actually turn the products on, but you don't have to worry about setting their billing settings. You don't have to worry about all that because your billing of your clients is happening outside the platform. So just a little note there. Once client billing settings have been set, I want to show you how to create a sales order. And again, this part is going to be relevant for everybody, regardless of whether you're using Vendasta payments to bill your clients or something else to bill your clients. There are a couple of different ways to get to the create a sales order screen. If you are working out of the CRM and we go to companies, and let's say I wanted to create an order for OEB Breakfast Company, I would come into the company profile page and I would go down to my orders and then click create sales order. That's going to take me to the sales order page right there. Ta-da! Now, if I wanted to get there this same spot from the accounts, if you're used to working out of accounts rather than out of the CRM, you can also get there that way. So we'll go to manage accounts, OEB breakfast, and there's a couple places on here that you can click. You can either click down here, create order, or up here, create order. And that's going to take us to that same order page. And finally, you can also create them from the commerce tab down here. You go to commerce, orders, and you can click create order. And then from there, you will have to select, obviously, which one you want to create for. So in this case, I'm going to create a new order for OEB breakfast, and that'll take me to that same order page. So 3 different ways to get to that screen. Which way that you do it is dependent on what you feel is your most sensible workflow for how you're doing it. If you're a salesperson, probably you're going to be doing that from the CRM because you don't have access to the accounts or the accounts section. And the orders section, I guess, is always available to you as well for sales orders purposes. But I'm getting off the deep end here. One of those 3 ways will get you to this process order screen or our order building screen. So we can see the name of the client, we can see the details, who's creating the order, and we have our little line items here. Of course, there's nothing here. We're going to click add items, and you can add either products or packages to your order. So let's say I wanted to sell these folks a package, and I would like to sell them it's a restaurant, so I'll just do AI Business App Pro, And if I want to see if I can't remember what's in this package, I can click Package View Contents, and it's going to throw up everything that's in there. So I'll click Select, and that's going to add them to my pricing. Now, you can see here, it's all laid out line by line for you. If you have it built into a package, it will generally only show the package price, not the line item prices. So if I go submit for customer approval here and I want to look at what the customer is going to see if I send this for customer approval, we can kind of see their retail summary is just showing the whole package here. It's not showing each individual line item. So you don't have to worry about doing the math to make sure your retail is adding up to the correct amount for the whole package itself. It will show you here your wholesale cost, and again, that will never be shown to your clients. That's just for you internally to know. And then the retail cost of each item. And if you want, at this point, you can adjust these items here. So let's say this particular customer is only signing up for 6 months, and you want to make sure it doesn't renew beyond that 6 months without you having a conversation with them, of course. We're going to click the 3 dots next to our package here, and we'll click Edit Package Details. Oh, never mind. This is something else, but it's also important to see. You can change that item visibility. So if we wanted them to be able to see the contents of the package, but not the prices, instead of just seeing the package, we go like that, we click Confirm. And now I'm going to click Submit for customer approval and hit that preview. Now we can see, there we go. It's got the package and it's showing everything that's in it. So that's kind of a nice view. It's not showing those individual prices. And then you can also, if you really want to be like fully transparent about how much everything costs, you can say customers can see contents and prices. And then, our preview will look something like this. There we go. So it shows it up very nicely. My personal recommendation, I just like to keep it simple. I would say it's nice for them to know what they're getting, what all they're getting, but they don't necessarily need to see the individual prices. I would recommend they can see the contents, but not the prices. But it's up to you, however you want to position that. Now, let's say they were only going to be sticking around for 6 months. You can see this contract duration piece here. This doesn't really affect anything. It's for record keeping only. So I'm going to put 6 months, but this, if just changing it here, is not going to automatically turn off any products after 6 months. If you are wanting it to do that, what we are going to do is line by line. We're going to click on 3 here, and we're going to click Edit Billing Terms. So right now we're set to automatically renew until canceled. We can switch that to a fixed number of payments. So on contract start date, and then my term length, I want it to be 6 months. And now we can say it's only going to be for 6 months, and I'm going to do that for all these because I don't want to lock them in necessarily until. And again, good practice here, and this is obviously you can do whatever you'd like for your own clients. I would recommend, if you're doing it for like a 6-month contract here, for 5, maybe leave yourself a reminder to give them a call and sit down and go over the numbers and how these products have been helping them, so that you can have a renewal conversation. But this way, if you set it up this way, it will automatically turn those off after 6 months rather than continuing to bill them. By default, it's going to be set to automatically renew until canceled. So the option is there. You can do with that. Oh, except I did 1 month on that. It doesn't matter. It's not a real customer. But let's just have it looking all the same here for fun. So now every one of these is set to turn off after 6 months. Now, if you are wanting to provide either your admin team, your internal team with attachments or notes, or if you want to provide the customers with additional attachments. Let's say you have like a general customer terms and service that you like to include. Normally, if you're submitting for customer approval, all they're going to see is this. They'll see the order details, they'll see what's in there, what the contract length is, then they'll see the retail summary. There will be a little I agree to being billed here. They add their signature, and if you have Vendasta payments set up with Stripe, it will also include a little box for them to put their credit card information in securely, so that it'll then save to the platform for future months billing. If you're not using Vendasta payments, you're still going to be using this order screen, but presumably you're not going to be submitting for customer approval necessarily. You will have already had that conversation, and then they will say, yes, and then you will charge them in QuickBooks or wherever you're charging them, and then you'll come in here and you'll just click this process order button. But again, if you have additional notes or attachments you want to include with this beyond that little specific, the breakdown of what they're getting, the I agree, the credit card, if you wanted to include like a customer agreement that you always include there, you can add that here under customer attachments. You can upload attachments that the customer can see. You can upload files. You've got admin attachments as well. So if there's like an internal process where you have to submit a certain form or something for your own records or whatever, you can upload that here. And then you can leave notes as well for your administrators and notes for your customers as well. So let's say we're ready to turn this on. But let's also say I wanted to add a few different items to this package. I would like to add a couple more things in there. Like I want to be able to have Vendasta's managed services team do social posting as well. They want to do some social posting. So I'm going to add social media management standard. And there we go. And then let's say, let's see here, what else would I want to add in? I also want to have them claim a Google business profile for me. There we go, Google business verification and claim, because for whatever reason, maybe this restaurant doesn't have one. So here's some managed services that our team is going to be providing. And when you have those sorts of services in here, you're going to see up at the top, there's going to be a couple other things we have to make sure we fill out. And it'll give you a little orange warning symbol that if there's something that needs to be filled out. We have order forms and fulfillment forms. Now, order forms are things that need to be filled out before you process the order. The order activation won't take place unless you filled out the order form. So in this case, it's asking, do you confirm that this business is legitimate and does not violate any of Google's guidelines for representing a business on Google? I'm going to say yes, and then I will update my order form answers so that that little thing goes away. And now that the order form's been completed, I could go ahead and process this order. Now, the other one up here is fulfillment forms, and this will pop up if you are selling a service where our team is doing a lot of work on for the client and needs a bit more information to get started there. So for fulfillment forms, they don't have to be completed before you process the order. They won't block the activation, but they should be completed as soon as humanly possible so that our team has the information they need to get going. So you can see here, because I've got social media management standard activated, there is an order form specific to that service that gives our team a bit of information to get started. So first off, partner and salesperson, that would be you as the agency. You put your name and email in here, John Smith, and it's jsmith@agency.com. And then you got your end customer contact information, and that would be your client. So Steve client at client.com. I'm so imaginative today. Very important as well, the third question on these forms generally is, and these first three questions are always hidden from the end users. There is an option to share these forms if you want your client to fill them out, and those first three questions would be hidden from your customers, because it has to do with how we are interacting and our relationship with you guys. So on this third question, can we contact your customer SMB directly for this account? If you are comfortable with our team reaching out to introduce themselves to the client as the social media team, for instance, the social media team of, in this case, Amplify Local Marketing. We work under your white label. We don't drop the name Vendasta anywhere. But if you are comfortable with our team handling that onboarding and contacting your customer, you'd click yes. Yes, we can contact your customer. Now, if you, as the agency owner, are not comfortable with that, you want to be the only person talking to your client, simply click no, and then our team will know to reach out to you, the partner, for that onboarding. Does that all kind of make sense? I threw a lot at you. Can I get some emojis, thumbs up or thumbs down, if that is making sense there? I'm going to say, oh, we got some thumbs up. Good. Okay, silence is consent. If you have questions further to this, please pop them in the Q&A. I don't want to dwell too much on this for much longer, but you can see you can upload the client's logo here. You can provide custom image templates via Canva link. You can provide the email that would like to receive the monthly content calendars for approval, anything else the team wants to know, and then gives a little bit of information about delivery assurance, on time and quality, or quality assurance and on-time delivery. And you can submit the form right here. You can fill out some of it and save your progress, or like I mentioned, you can share this directly with the user on the account, whoever the client is. You can share that directly, and it'll give them a white labeled version of that to fill out themselves. So a little overview here. Fulfillment forms, they're necessary, but they don't have to be completed before the order is placed. Order forms, if that's not completed, the order will not go through. And if those are grayed out, then you don't have to worry about it because there's no product that requires them. Now for this one here, I'm going to go ahead and take these off because I don't want our social or listings teams getting confused that I'm ordering products, but I will show you what it looks like when we process this order. We're going to go process. I understand I'll be billed for these activated products. And what's going to happen is I, the agency, I'm going to get charged that wholesale price. And if I was using Vendasta payments, my customer would then be charged that retail price. And then 1 to 2 business days later, that payout would then come to me into whichever bank account I'd connected with my Stripe. You can see here, product activation initiated. And if I want to check on the status of the activation, I'm going to click this blue arrow to go back to our, I guess it's the orders page. I'm going to click into our account here. And we can see, okay, and it looks like it turned that on. Cancel. I'm going to let our team know after this webinar they don't have to do it. This was a test. There we go. Whoops. Good. And good. Okay, perfect. So once that has been turned on, you can see the products have been activated. And as we all know, or as I hope we all know, you can then see the dashboards and technology for those products in the customer-facing business app. You can go open in, you go to business app, and you'll see all those little things that we've just turned on. We are not going to go into business app too much today. We've done other sessions on business app in the past, so definitely hit up that YouTube playlist, and I'm sure we'll be doing more in the future as well in months coming. But you can see we've got our products there, and there's campaigns, and there's my AI tools, so it's all in there ready for them to use. Now, looking at my notes here, editing billing terms, attaching, okay, perfect. So now let's talk a little bit about managing your subscriptions. Let's say you have a client who comes to you 1 month and says, "Hey, things are a little tight. Can we push the payment collection for the next week?" So we could definitely help them with that. We're going to go in the accounts page here. We're going to go to subscriptions, and we'll see your subscriptions. And let's say I'm just going to do it for one of them, but our next invoice date, you can see when is it going to be. We can click on for the product we want to edit. we can edit the next invoice date, give them a little bit of a break. So instead of the 7th, we're going to charge them on the 14th like they asked. And now you can see May 14th is going to be their next invoice date. It's going to continue with that invoice date month to month, I believe. So the next month will then be the 14th. So after that invoice date, if you want to go back to the 7th, I would come back in here and change that again to the 7th. It's going to assume that the 14th is the new date going forward. But that is something you could do for your clients. Please note, however, that the wholesale price does not change. It's going to continue to be that 7th there. So if you are giving your clients a break, that's awesome. You're a great person. You're helping them out, meeting them where they're at. Vendasta's wholesale rates or wholesale pricing for you is going to stay the same. So as long as this is a client that you're sure is good for the money, they just need that extra bit of time, you can bear the cost of not having to or of having to wait a little longer to get that payout. Go with God. But either way, you have that option to make things a little flexible for your clients. Now, the last place I want to take you is the Commerce tab. This is kind of your command center on the left-hand side here for all those orders, your subscriptions, and keeping track of all that stuff. So as we mentioned before, you can view all your history of orders, all the ones that have been drafted, declined, activated, from here on the orders screen. If I want to click in, see what happened with this. Oh, details are still needed. Let's see, my order here looks like, oh yeah, I didn't fill out the fulfillment forms or the order forms properly, so I've got to go in and fill those out now. That's the details that are missing. If we go to subscriptions, it's very similar to what we saw on the subscriptions page on the account level, but here it's going to show you all of your subscriptions and when the next payments are coming out and how much they are and all that. You can see if you're sending out invoices rather than doing like automatic billing, if you're sending out invoices instead, those will get logged in here as well. You can kind of see all the invoices that have been drafted and what's past due, all that. Your payments here, this is what your clients have paid. Obviously, they're your payments. And then the payouts, what's actually come through and hit your account. That'll show up in here. Payment is different than payout. Of course, we mentioned that payment being the initial charge client. They get charged that money, it goes to Stripe, and then it waits 1 to 2 business days for the actual payout. There. That is about all I wanted to cover today. We're going to move now into our questions and answers. So please don't be shy. Lily, do we have any questions and answers or questions to be answered in our Q&A?
Hey Nathan, I'm actually answering them, so I've typed in some of the answer.
Oh, perfect.
You're presenting.
Oh, awesome. Well, thank you for doing that. Let's take a look, see if any of these are good for the general public if you haven't read them yet. How does Vendasta billing handle billing when a customer with an annual subscription upgrades to a higher edition during their term? Is there a prorate system? Hi, Lubos. Lily said, please, for that information, you'd want to connect with your account manager who can help you with that subscription update. I don't believe there is prorating by default. Correct me if I'm wrong there, Lily, but your account manager may be able to help you navigate that.
Yeah, definitely we want to work with the partner and connect with finance to see whether we can do any, in terms of prorate.
Sure.
Yeah.
It would be a conversation to be had, definitely. So for those of you with an account manager, that would be the place to start. For those of you in customer success, book some office hours with our team. You can get a hold of whoever your contact is at Vendasta by clicking the lower left-hand bottom of your partner center. If you're with the customer success team, that's myself, Lily, and our colleague Andrew. It'll just say talk to sales, and then it'll say customer success. And then if it's someone, if you've got an account manager, your account manager should show up down there. All right. For multi-location customers, a few hundreds out of thousands we have in the platform, is there a way for Vendasta to automatically generate a single consolidated invoice at the customer level instead of separate invoices? So it is invoice by location, unfortunately, because those products are activated based on location there. All right. What happens if an automatic payment fails? Does the system try again to process or email the client to update their card info? So if a payment fails, I believe you are going to get a notification for that, but let me just show you how to set that up. It's an automation, and we have discussed automations in previous times, but this is a great opportunity to talk about a really simple one that you should always have turned on. We're going to go to automations, and we're going to go to templates, and we're going to click on this one that says notify your team about failed payments. It's one of the templates that we've got. So if a user on an account makes a payment and it fails, first an admin is going to be notified, the assigned salesperson can be notified, and then a sales task in the CRM will create this, will be created called failed payment follow up with account. So the system is not going to automatically try to actually, I can't remember if it will. Lily, do you know if the system will automatically try to retry a payment after a couple days, or if it's something you have to process manually?
So what I know, if it fail, right, they will have an error message. Sometimes it's maybe due to insufficient funding. Then that may be a question that we need the partner to connect with the customer and say, hey, there is insufficient, in terms of funds in the credit card, we can't do a charge. Please reach out to the bank or have the fund transfer. That depend on the reason.
Okay, so the platform itself won't keep trying to charge that credit card. Okay, no, that makes sense. Thank you for clarifying that. So I would recommend for sure coming in here, click use template on this notify your team about failed payments. It's going to have a little yellow screen here. You got to pick which admin you want to be notified, and then it'll just default to whoever the assigned salesperson is. And then once you've got that picked, you'll be able to toggle this on. And once you've got it on, let's just say here, notify, am I in here as an admin? I don't know if I am. I'm not, but my colleague Nathan is. Let's add Nathan as a person on this account. So he's our admin of record, and then I can toggle this on. And what you want to do is check your entry settings. So for this particular one, you want to be able to have this automation trigger multiple times per account. So just leave it on there. And then error handling steps, as usual, I usually recommend just trying to skip steps if it runs into an error, just so it continues to try and notify people. And then subscribe to those error notifications. So honestly, for this one, you didn't have to change anything. And then you just click turn on. And then if you wanted to change any of the, yes, oh, I can't for this one because it's just a test. Okay, that's good because I don't think Nate wants a whole bunch of test failed payments going through. So let's take him off of there. Delete, there we go. And we're just going to delete that. But anyway, it is an automation that I recommend you turn on, again, called notify your team about failed payments. And then that way, both the admin gets notified and the salesperson get notified. And that task will get tracked in the CRM as well. The actual reaching out and retrying, the manual retrying is going to be on your team to have to do. If you want to add an order that's not part of your product list, perhaps a monthly retainer, how can I add to the subscription as a custom order just for that client and bill the same way as any other products? That's a very good question. So if you have something that you are providing that isn't included in Vendasta's marketplace, you have the option to create your own products and set a retail price for them and publish them in your own marketplace so that you can add them to your packages or as add-ons. So to do that, you go to Marketplace. And the way I always like to do it is go down to Vendor Center. So you click Open in Vendor Center. That's going to open a new part of the platform. And this is where you can build out those custom products. There's going to be a whole bunch in here that other people have made. However, I'll just show you how to do it quickly. We've got Add Product here. You specify what it's called. So maybe this is a consult hour. and it's going to be a service because I'm giving my time. I'm not providing an actual product. You can set it as product or service. You can give it its own little logo here. You can give a short description, and once you've added it in, it will give you some more detail about what you can change. So again, we can add that logo, that short description, a contact email for the product, and then you can set your pricing model. Is it a variable price, a contact sales, or a fixed price? Let's say this particular consult session is going to be $75. And then we would say, I guess, wholesale cost would be 0 because it's your product. $75 is our retail price. How often is it going to be billed? This is going to be a one-time thing because it's an hour of my time. But I would like multiple purchases per account so that they can order it more than once if they need to. And we click save, and it will remember that. And if I click publish product, once I've got that all out, and you can build add-ons underneath. If you have like product add-ons you want, you can build those under there. You can create marketing imagery, banners, and frequently asked questions if you want it to be showing up in your public store alongside the Vendasta products. You can do that. Whole bunch of different fun options in here. I don't want to go into too deeply because we are coming up on time here, but if we click publish, this will now make it available in your store. Now don't worry, it's not going to make it available in anyone else's. Nobody else, no other Vendasta partner is going to see your consult hour and be able to order it. This is just for you and your clients. So we're going to hop back to Partner Center here. And if I go to one of my packages or an order, either way, I will be able to find that particular product in here. So if I go consult hour, there it is. Doesn't look pretty. I didn't take a lot of time on it, but there it is. And you can see service by AMPL. It'll be your partner ID up in the top corner here. That's just a way for you internally to differentiate between a marketing services product, a Vendasta product, or your own products. Your clients would never see the words AMPL or whatever those letters are for you. But that's how you can create products so that you can add your own products and services as add-ons or build them into your packages. That was a great question, Beatrix. We are now at the end of our time today. It has been a real pleasure getting together with you again this Tuesday. Please join me next Tuesday where we are going to cover, did I put anything? Oh my gosh, come on. I didn't. Next Tuesday, we are going to be talking about CRM AI. It's our one of our newest AI releases about supercharging your AI within your partner center and being able to resell a supercharged CRM to your clients as well. Sales coaching, meeting recordings. It's going to be a really good one. We're going to have some guests from our product and marketing teams to answer specific questions and talk a little bit about the product itself. So we're really excited about this one. Please don't miss it. That's CRM AI next Tuesday, same bat time, same bat channel. Thank you all and have a wonderful week. And